Well, here now to help us sort through more of this is retired FBI Special Agent Tom O'Connor. Tom, thank you so much for your time. We want to start with what's being done behind the scenes right now to figure out who's behind this, because there seems to be at least two distinct factions. You have the environmentalists. You have those who are against this facility going up in that location. Then you have maybe three factions, because you have people who are against the location or against the facility, period. But then you also have these agitators, for lack of a better description, that both groups say, hey, they're not a part of us.
Right. And I think, thanks for having me, Nicole. I appreciate it. I think you are spot on when you say there are three different elements here, right? So you have protesters who are exercising their First Amendment rights to protest. They don't believe in the cop city that should take up the land there, or that the police should be supported. That's one legitimate faction that has the right to protest. And then spinning off of that, and unfortunately, we see that quite often when we have First Amendment protected protests, we'll have extremists, in these cases, anti-government, anti-authority extremists who follow anti-police or environmental extremists that fall into this mix. And just as your person that was interviewed earlier said, they are there to only cause problems. And that's where the charges of domestic terrorism under the state of Georgia come out as using that force of violence to intimidate or coerce or to influence the policy of a government. In such ways, that's the federal definition, and Georgia has taken that and given it penalties where they can charge people under state law. And so this is a group of people, and as you can see, it's clearly coordinated. The infrared video that you're showing shows a clear coordination of people. These people just didn't arrive there and bring Molotov cocktails and bring, commercial-grade fireworks. This was all planned. So that's what the investigation is going to try and determine. Who are the planners of this? And how did these acts get taken out? Who's responsible? There's a lot of video, and we know that from incidents like the Capitol assaults, video can be used to identify people to bring further charges.
Well, Tom, as you've referenced there, our correspondent Ryan Bass, he also spoke with a protester earlier. Basically, they say that most of the most violent protesters were able to get away, that they weren't even the ones who were arrested. So in situations like that, when police are kind of coming into a scene that is chaotic, how should law enforcement respond? Because if the most violent ones got away, that's not helping anyone.
Well, you may run, but you may not hide, right? So as we're seeing with the Capitol, again, people left the scene there, but were later apprehended. And the same thing is going to happen here. Video is going to be used. Cell phone data is going to be used to determine who was there and match up those videos with people. You have seen that the GBI and the Atlanta Police, DeKalb County, and the FBI are working this. There are potentials for federal charges of use of weapon of mass destruction with the Molotov cocktails. So every avenue should be expanded, and I believe are being expanded, and to reach out to try and determine who's behind this and bring those people to justice. And that is using the state and federal charges as are appropriate. There is no penalty for domestic terrorism definition under federal law. Unfortunately, states have created those own instead of having federal penalties. But in this case, use it. Go for it and bring everything to bear, because this is not going to go away. We know that on the 18th of January, a police officer was shot in the stomach, and the person who was alleged to have shot was shot and killed. Yeah. So this is not a game and shouldn't be treated as such.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.